The Awakening. Most travelers know Canada for its iconic landmarks, Niagara Falls, the CN Tower, Banff's postcard vistas. But venture beyond the tourist trails, and you'll discover a different story. A story written in the language of untamed wilderness, where every mountain peak holds secrets, and every lake reflects not just sky, but centuries of untold history. This is Secret Canada, a realm where the country's true soul reveals itself to those bold enough to seek it. Here, in landscapes so pristine they seem untouched by time, we find not just natural beauty, but the very essence of what makes Canada extraordinary. For over 10,000 years, Indigenous peoples have called these lands home, leaving behind a tapestry of wisdom woven into the very fabric of the wilderness. The Cree, Blackfoot, Ojibwe, and dozens of other nations didn't just survive in this harsh beauty, they thrived, creating a relationship with the land so profound that their stories still echo through these ancient valleys. The Rocky Mountain Sanctuaries. Our journey begins in the Canadian Rockies, but not where you might expect. Beyond Banff and Jasper lie hidden sanctuaries that few have discovered, places where the mountains keep their most precious secrets. The Forgotten Valley of the Ancients. Deep within British Columbia's Purcell Mountains lies a valley that cartographers forgot to name. Local Indigenous guides call it Kiskatuna, the place where spirits rest. Here, 400-million-year-old limestone cliffs rise like cathedral walls, their faces carved with the stories of glaciers that retreated 12,000 years ago. In this sanctuary, ghost orchids bloom in hidden meadows, their ethereal white petals catching morning dew like captured starlight. These flowers, found nowhere else in North America, bloom for just 3 weeks each year, nature's reminder that the most beautiful moments are often the most fleeting. As dawn breaks over the peaks, the valley comes alive with creatures that have mastered the art of survival in this vertical wilderness. Mountain goats navigate impossible ledges with the grace of ballet dancers, while golden eagles ride thermals that spiral up from warming valleys, their keen eyes surveying a kingdom that stretches beyond the horizon. The Whispering Waters. Follow the crystalline streams that cascade down these hidden slopes, and they'll lead you to one of Canada's best-kept secrets, the Ghost River. Named not for supernatural reasons, but for the way its waters seem to vanish into underground caverns before mysteriously reappearing miles downstream. The Stoney Nakoda people have fished these waters for generations, their traditional knowledge revealing that the Ghost River's unique limestone filtration system creates water so pure, it's been untouched by modern pollution. Each drop carries the mineral essence of ancient seabeds, a liquid time capsule from when these mountains lay beneath prehistoric oceans. The Northern Wilderness, where silence speaks. As we journey north, the Rocky Mountains give way to an even more secretive realm, the vast boreal forest that forms Canada's Green Crown. This is where silence has weight, where the aurora borealis paints stories across star-drunk skies, and where some of the world's most pristine lakes lie hidden like scattered jewels. The lake that time forgot. In the heart of the Northwest Territories, accessible only by float plane or a week-long canoe journey, lies Takajuk Lake. Its Inuktitut name means the mirror of the sky, and standing on its shores, you understand why. This 400 square kilometer expanse of water has remained virtually unchanged since the last ice age, its depths holding secrets that scientists are only beginning to understand. Beneath its mirror-like surface, Takajuk hides an underwater forest, perfectly preserved trees that were submerged when glacial dams burst 10,000 years ago. These ancient cedars and pines, standing like ghostly sentinels on the lake floor, create an otherworldly landscape that few humans have ever witnessed. For the Tlicho people, Takajuk is more than a lake, it's a library. Elder Mary Football, whose family has fished these waters for 7 generations, reads the subtle changes in watercolor and wind patterns like pages in an ancient book. Her knowledge, passed down through oral tradition, contains weather prediction techniques that modern meteorology is only now beginning to appreciate. These waters harbor lake trout of legendary proportions, some over 50 years old and weighing more than 80 pounds. These ancient fish are living museums, their growth rings recording decades of climate data in their scales and bones, making them invaluable indicators of environmental health. The hidden archipelagos. While most know of Canada's Arctic archipelago, few are aware of the secret island chains hidden within the country's vast interior. These freshwater archipelagos, scattered across remote northern lakes, harbor ecosystems found nowhere else on Earth. The floating gardens of the North. In the Mackenzie River Delta, where the mighty river meets the Beaufort Sea, lies a maze of channels and islands that shift with each season's flood cycle. This is one of the world's largest freshwater deltas, covering an area larger than Switzerland, yet remaining virtually unknown to the outside world. Here, on islands that literally float on the river's current, rare Arctic poppies create gardens of impossible beauty. These flowers, adapted to grow on unstable ground, have developed root systems that can anchor in just inches of soil, creating floating meadows that drift with the river's ancient rhythms. Each summer, beluga whales travel over 1,000 kilometers upriver to reach these protected waters, where they give birth and raise their young in the brackish meeting place of river and sea. Their arrival signals the beginning of summer for local Gwich'in communities, who have celebrated this natural miracle for countless generations. The cultural tapestry. But Secret Canada isn't just about landscapes, it's about the people who've learned to read the land's subtle languages, who've found harmony in the wilderness where others see only harsh beauty. The storytellers of the land. In remote settlements scattered across Canada's vast interior, cultural traditions survive that are found nowhere else on Earth. The Métis settlements of northern Saskatchewan preserve a unique fusion of French voyageur and Indigenous cultures, where traditional fiddle music tells stories of canoe routes that connected a continent. Master canoe builder Marcel Labelle represents the 12th generation of his family to craft birch bark canoes using techniques unchanged for centuries. His canoes aren't just boats, they're poems written in bark and sinew, each one perfectly adapted to specific waters, weather patterns, and seasonal journeys. In these remote communities, traditional foodways connect people directly to the land. Wild blueberries harvested from tundra meadows, lake trout smoked over fires of aromatic juniper, bannock bread baked on stones warmed by ancient geological processes, each meal is a celebration of place, a communion with the landscape that sustains life. The Seasons of Secrets. Secret Canada reveals different faces with each turning season, each offering its own unique revelations to those patient enough to witness the full cycle of the northern year. Autumn's Hidden Symphony. As summer fades, the boreal forest transforms into a symphony of color that rivals any autumn display on Earth. But here, in the remote reaches where few human eyes witness the show, the colors seem more intense, more alive. The reason? These forests experience autumn without the stress of air pollution or human interference, allowing their natural pigments to reach their full potential. This is also the season of the Great Migrations, when hundreds of thousands of caribou move across the tundra in rivers of life that have flowed unchanged for millennia. Following routes encoded in their genetic memory, these animals connect the scattered pieces of Secret Canada's puzzle, reminding us that these landscapes are all part of one magnificent, interconnected system. Winter's Crystal Cathedral. When winter claims the land, secret Canada becomes even more secretive, more magical. Ice forms sculptures that no human artist could imagine, frozen waterfalls hanging like crystal curtains, lakes that become windows into underwater worlds, and forest paths transformed into tunnels of light and shadow. For those brave enough to venture into winter's embrace, the rewards are beyond measure. The silence is so complete it has texture, broken only by the crack of expanding ice and the whisper of wind through snow-laden pines. This is when the aurora borealis performs its greatest shows, when the northern lights dance with an intensity and frequency that city dwellers can barely imagine. The Guardians of Tomorrow. As we near the end of our journey through secret Canada, we meet the guardians of its future, young people who understand that these hidden places need protection, but also connection. The new conservationists. Dr. Sarah Blackstone, a Cree environmental scientist, represents a new generation of conservationists who combine traditional knowledge with cutting-edge science. Her work in the remote lakes of northern Manitoba has revealed that these pristine waters serve as crucial indicators of global climate health, canaries in the coal mine of climate change. Local communities are becoming increasingly involved in protecting secret Canada's treasures, not by keeping them hidden, but by sharing them responsibly. Indigenous-led ecotourism initiatives offer visitors authentic experiences while ensuring that traditional ways of life continue to thrive. Language preservation projects are recording the traditional names and stories of these secret places, ensuring that Indigenous knowledge systems continue to guide our understanding of these landscapes. These languages contain ecological wisdom accumulated over thousands of years, knowledge that could prove crucial for navigating our changing climate. The Eternal Secret. As our journey through secret Canada draws to a close, we realize that the greatest secret isn't the location of hidden lakes or unnamed peaks, it's the understanding that true wilderness still exists, that places of perfect beauty and profound silence are still possible in our modern world. These landscapes remind us that we are not separate from nature, but part of it. They teach us patience, humility, and wonder. They show us that the most precious things in life cannot be bought or built, they can only be discovered, protected, and cherished. Secret Canada will always exist for those willing to seek it, to travel beyond the comfortable and familiar, to listen to the stories that wind and water tell. It waits in the space between heartbeats, in the silence between thoughts, in the moment when human ambition yields to natural wonder. And perhaps that's the most beautiful secret of all, that in preserving these wild places, we preserve something essential in ourselves. Something that no amount of progress or development can replace. Something that makes us, and our country, whole. Experience secret Canada yourself. Subscribe to our channel for more hidden gems and untold stories from the world's most beautiful places. Share this journey with fellow adventurers, and help us protect these precious landscapes for future generations.